Anyway, welcome everybody to yet another episode of this Trickster, probably the last one for a while, because hopefully we're gonna defeat Lokarr today. And I mean, you can of course push this Trickster all the way to like even creative entertainment. You can do it as SSF as well. That is pretty hard to do though. You can also gear this in a way that it's easier to do all the other content as well. Like farm share around and so on this character. There's for example a build by Madly on the forums as well. That's more like a min-max, at least for softcore min-max characters. If you're playing hardcore, you can also try to use that one and maybe like adjust it a bit to your liking. But yeah, I'm not gonna go all that way with this character. I'll just see what we can do here. So, I mean, actually let me check what kind of items I have in my stash, because I think if you have the Lacerator Girdle, then that actually frees up the metal slot basically, and we could like farm another metal. But also I'm not sure if I even want to use that if I even have it. I don't have it anyway. Okay, never mind then. Should I farm something? I think I did farm like Amulet and Pants last time-ish, I guess. What have I not done on this character yet? I have done Tomb of the Heretic, have I not? If no disruption resists, you can break morale high enough and then disrupt lasts longer than the cooldown. Oh yeah, maybe that actually would work as well. I'm not sure exactly how low the or like how high the disruption resistance is on the crates from crate exactly. And you can check on the monster database, right? Just gonna warm up a bit like doing the side quests here. It's a very easy side quest, but we're gonna do it here. Okay, so just a quick thing here. So if you check out Creative Entertainment, right, it spawns, where is it? It spawns like unassuming crates, right? And unassuming crates have disruption resistance 18. Right, 18. I think all of them have 18. Yeah, I mean it's not 0, but it's 18. You also need to check if the name me, right, the big crate, has the same or more. People leave? People leave? No more GRIMTOOLS? What do you mean? Or do we have to go? Try create and end the series for content. I'll think about it. It's gonna be a short one on Prod anyway, because we did so much doctoring today. So much GRIMTOOLS today. Because I do actually have to... I do wanna go somewhere later today. So I can't stream like the entire night. I mean, I would have streamed the entire night otherwise, but I have actually a place to be. Unfortunately, I mean, unfortunately is not the right word here though. It just is what it is. Nemi also has 18%, okay. I mean, then you just need yeah, it would actually be interesting to like try create and say like a Warborn Witchblade then. I mean, I do have one, right? I mean, okay, it died, but I did have one, I guess. It died to Moira then. Should have tried Crate before Moira, maybe not. I could try like on softcore, I guess. Test it on softcore. Bourbon DK can kill Crate. Yeah, for example. I mean, yeah, the shield is... Like against Crate, you just want damage, right? You don't need a shield. You just want damage. Like I expect my Witchblade to be like shield, safe, hardcore, you know, which is fine against Ravager and like Karl and so on. But against Crate, even on hardcore, you just want damage, right? If you're gonna die, you're not gonna die because you didn't have a shield. I mean, DK has even more damage to Witchblade, right, with Warborn, for sure. But I would assume Witchblade could also get there, like with, say, what's it called, the other weapon that you use when you do a wield Bernath, right? The Bernath sword. Yo, Juice, there, welcome. You tried adjusting my build based on what you said about cadence proccing every other hit with 100% dual wielding. Do all weapon pool skill procs use both weapons? Yeah, maybe not all, right? I think Atakan said something similar the other day as well. Like, it might not actually be consistent. Like, maybe only some weapon pool skills like always count as 2 attacks and others don't, something like that. So you can't actually like make it work literally every second attack, but. Alright, Mother's Pendant is like Corvin's Sands, or is it actually over here? Did I not do this questline maybe? Let's check if I did it or not. Like if I did it, then she's gonna be in Corvin City. Okay, I didn't do it. Yeah, that's what I thought as well, Undo, but apparently Atakan said that he tried it with like 100% weapon pool skill chance on like several weapon pool skills, like spread between several weapon pool skills, and he said that it wasn't 100% consistent. I think he tried it on Blade Master. I mean, Blade Master should like have an easy time getting to 100% just of like mastery weapon pool skills, right? Actually, doesn't AQC, like Amarasa's quick cut, hit 3 times or something? I think AQC is actually 3 times. Yeah, AQC is 3 times, right? Just some garbage blue item ones that don't hit with both weapons. Let's see, let's see. Oh yeah, that's also another thing, right? They all hit with both weapons, but they might only like it might still only count as like 1 attack, right? Like for cadence, it's not enough that like the skill hits with both weapons. It also needs to basically like count as 2 attacks, and I guess not all weapon pool skills count as 2 attacks, right? Help me clean what? Your stash? Your real life stash? Okay, we're looking for the Chaos Rift here for the quest. I mean, this one is not necessary for Lokarr, this questline, but I just wanna like finish it. Just wanna get it. Just wanna do it. Might be down here, right? Basically, this Rift Gate has a spawn location, or like a spawn, yeah, like a spawn location wherever you see these, like circles on the ground. Like here, for example. Wait, if it's not here either, where the fuck is it then? Did we get the letter? We did get the letter, right? We're just missing the other one. We're just missing the flower. The letter we got from the seller in Burgish outskirts, I mean in Manlock outskirts. And the flower we would get from the Chaos Rift. Or like the boss on the Chaos Rift. But I can't seem to find it, and I'm kinda rusty when it comes to like remembering all these spawn locations. It might be here. There it is. Shattering Smash hits with both the wave and the shield. So it counts as 2 attacks for cadence, like for charging cadence. But like the wave wouldn't count as an attack, right? It's just a wave skill, like it's a different kind of skill. So I think it doesn't like count as 2 attacks for cadence. I mean, I don't know, we would have to like test for all of them, I think. Yeah, Shattering Smash was so strong it got nerfed actually already, a bit. And it's still good though. Still very good and nice. By the way, does anybody know like what build Xanta was talking about when he said in the forums that he like received basically a ginormous list of like builds that are OP or something like that again? I haven't seen any list. Maybe he got like PM'd or something. Yeah, I mean, Blitz is like a build that like... Blitz Warlord is a build that like naturally transitions into a Shattering Smash Warlord, basically. Probably might have to find it. How many of those on the list were a Warlord? I wonder. I really do. I wanna see the list as well. Kind of interested. Yo, Rishi, welcome on. Merely must have called me. And listed all the builds they stole from him. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't do yet is I didn't check if I have a bleeding movement ability finally. Because those are unironically really good for bleeding builds. Like damage wise as well. Pandora's Papers? Wait. Yeah, I think that's what they're called, but I'm not sure, like... I'm just like referring to Pandora's box, I guess, and not like to someone like actually being called Pandora, right? You never know what people call themselves nowadays on the internet. Yeah, the list he mentioned, but I don't know where the list is. Like, what is the list? It's like only he got the secret list. Yeah, I was thinking about Chinese players as well, but when, where, and how did they get it? He probably got PM'd or something, I guess.
I hope you're ready.
Or he found him on like I don't know, some Chinese forum. Or like somebody gave him a link to some Chinese forum link collection. Alright, let's find Nine Stash. For this one actually we need to craft a black tallow first of all, right? Yeah. So we're starting Lokarr's questline basically here. For Lokarr's questline you need to first of all find this place over here, right? Find a stash. I already did that like on Elite or on normal at least already, right? And then on Ultimate at least you can also walk through here and there's gonna be like a hidden smith behind that one. And this guy can craft a Heart of Darkness, which needs a black tallow, which he can't craft himself, so we need to go back to town and craft it there.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Oh yeah, Mykolas played a Chaos Shattering Smash Sentinel as well. Pretty good. Yo, Mafias, welcome. I should also check, actually, yeah, about the movement skills, right? They're down here, right? Okay, so bleeding damage. Runes. Seismic Strength. A leap with 1600 bleeding damage. This one has 24k. Assassin's Evasion. Disengage. I don't really like those, honestly. And then there's Wendigo Rush. I think we can play Wendigo Rush. This is like a Virus Might kind of ability. Let's play this one. We could also use that to like proc stuff, right? Like we could technically proc this with like Ring of Steel, I guess, and then like this with Phantasma, no, the Rush, maybe. And then not even use Phantasma Blades anymore. Not sure if we want to do that though. Wait, what's Shadow Strike on? Oh, it's over here. Well, why am I even playing PB? I mean, it's fine. We can still play PB, right? It's not that bad. How are you doing, Plasma? Welcome, man. Sentinel is great. I love Sentinel as well. Sentinel is very flexible. I haven't played Sentinel in a hot minute, but Sentinel is great. I've made like I think 3 Sentinels when Forgotten Gods came out, and then kind of like never touched it again because I've made already so many. But it's great. It's a very nice class for sure. So this is step 1, right? You get the Heart of Darkness. Then with the Heart of Darkness, you need to go to the Chaos Rift connecting Act 5 and 6. And then inside that Chaos Rift... Oops. We gotta find the mythical Stormheart. Yeah, Oathkeeper is a great, like an insanely great class. Really fun. It also has like so many like signature abilities in the tree, right? It has a movement skill, like Virus Might. Has Spin to Win. Has like the Judgment suck is pretty nice as well, pretty cool. Like defensively, pretty well balanced as well. Not quite as OP as Soldier, but still pretty good. And it's very flexible. Yeah. We're getting reflected here. Not good. I mean, the minion with the RR is not quite as convenient as like Nightblade's RR, which is just Blade of Shadow, but that's still pretty good. Still basically just as lazy. He's playing a Sentinel in the Sentinel League. Oh, I could actually change my gloves though, right? I do have those like RR on Ring of Steel gloves. And then I could like respec Devotions to not include the other thing. What was it again? Scales, right? Whatever. Anyway, this is where you find with the Stormheart, right? In the northern corner next to this like, well, desk. And you can just log out here, honestly, that's quicker. It's even more convenient, passive offensive. It's more convenient for casters, yeah, that's true. And it's better for devotions, for proccing devotions. True. Spectral Wrath is also great, but certainly worse. Right, because it does require you to get hit. But I mean, any hit really activates it, so it also has a range, so it can also be better for casters than Blade of Shadow, actually. Also, it doesn't get nullified, true. Anyway, so we got this, right, and the heart. Now we need the memento, right, which you just get by like walking next to this giant here in Ultimate. There it is, right, setting as memento. And that's just all you need, right? You can just go to the Mammoth outskirts, and now you do have to find a blue zombie and lure him to a certain place. So let's first of all clear the way to that place, I think. That should be safer to do. And whenever you're playing minions like Blade Spirits, then you have to, well, make sure they don't kill the zombie, which you can either do by despawning the pets, which for, well, players get pets you would do, for example, by removing any item, like removing and re-equipping any item that has bonuses, like skill bonuses to that attack, like to that skill, to that pet skill, right? Or you could also just like use pet attack and like spam pet attack so that like the minions don't ever attack the zombie. And you can unsummon spirits like this, right? They're gone. That's how you do it, right? You forgot to do it multiple times. Oops. Alright, and then of course you also need to like know the spawn locations of the zombie. There are, I think at least, there's at least one guide out there. For example, my Super Boss Killer guide right on YouTube that shows you all the spawn locations. This is number 1 here, so let's like put the pets over there. Try to see if he spawns or not. No, he doesn't spawn here. We check out the next spawn location, right? Spawn location number 2 is over here, right next to this guy right now. It's a little bit annoying that like Blade Spirits have such a short leash range and like instantly port in your face and you like push them too far away, right? Yeah, I mean despawning them is certainly like easier, like makes things easier than relying on pet attack. So didn't spawn the second location either, so I guess I'm gonna show you all 3 locations here anyway. They're just across the bridge here. And then like in this corner down here. So we kinda don't wanna spawn him right now, we just wanna go up here and kill this stuff first, right? And now we can despawn the spirits. Also, these guys are pets. Right, these shadows are also pets. Okay. There we go. And now you don't kill him, right? You just pull him. You pull him all the way to where the shrine is, basically. And you want him to walk into the circle here. So you need to like stand basically here. And there we go, you open the way. Take his hand. Yo, skip your Pokemon. This is worse than the Lokarr fight itself. Yeah. Alright, and here you need these items, right? Otherwise you can't enter. It's gonna consume the heart and the other thing, and you're gonna keep the Storm Heart for, well, like another character if you want to. Being inside the Sanctum of the Chosen, you want to check your freeze resistance, right? And if your freeze resistance is like below, I don't know, like 60-ish, then you wanna maybe go back and get a Hoarfrost ointment. Also, if this is either your first time ever fighting Lokarr, or you're just, I don't know, playing hardcore or like afraid of this guy or whatever, you can also go back and get some more pots. Lokarr is a super boss after all. Certainly the easiest or like the second easiest, but he still is a super boss. So you can like use like royal jelly stuff. Right, you're gonna craft this stuff here. You could like craft Ugden bog, Ugden juice stuff, right? If you have elixir of the Drangul or of the Ancients, right? You can also craft those for offensive ability, for example, or OADA. This one is pretty expensive though. I mean, okay, I should probably not craft this that much. Certainly not. And then you could also check either your stash or like craft these like flame ointments, right? Flame drinker ointments, because they also deal some noticeable amount of fire damage.
Come see what's left of my wares. It's good use.
And I mean, there are also like some other pots you can use, like the ones from, I mean, I guess, well, why not show you, right? Like, why not, right? You can also go to, say, for example, Homestead and talk to the Homestead vendor up here. We're stalling a bit more today. And get, like, for example, Courageous Tinctures. These you can also use, but these have like a very, very short duration, so you should like put them on your bar here, right? You can for example, like put them here, like this. Increase armor, increase defensive ability, right? Pretty good. Pretty good overall. And now we go back to here. The shrine here is pretty much always worth it because it's always gonna have at least one legendary guaranteed. An Ultos weapon, for example, very nice. And then inside you will have, well, tons of Chthonians and other monsters, and well, you will also have the Rift-claimed adherents dropping you pieces of the Dark One set. Right. If you are interested in Dark One set, make sure to farm all 4 of them, because it's not like one drops all of them. Each one will only drop 1 piece, and you will probably want all 4 pieces. So make sure to get all 4 pieces. Make sure to always farm all 3 adherents. And yeah, don't stand too close to these like ice traps, they can be really annoying. Which is why you wanted that like freezers in the first place. Just gonna show you like the 4th Rift-claimed adherent here as well, I guess. And he's at the very end of this dungeon. I could also, yeah, I did actually activate numbers through. I usually don't play with HP numbers, apart from like certain bosses, exactly for this reason. Because I don't want everything to be covered in numbers and bars. Also, it would be nice if you could like only show health bars and numbers, like for like, I don't know, bosses and higher, or like heroes and higher. But I don't think there's an option like that, is there? Only in the GRIMTOOLS, right? It's like the one quality of life feature setting they didn't like also put in the game. I don't know why. Anyway, right, like we killed the 4th guy over there as well, right? All 4 of these guys can spawn, or like can drop one of the pieces of the Dark One set. And for Lokarr you need to go over here then, right? Over here through the bloody river to the root of all evil. And then in here you will actually fight Lokarr, right? So here you want to prepare, right? You want to get like your pots up and running. And then just kill Lokarr, right? He has this like cone attack, right? With like the 3 projectiles. And you do want to not face tank them. Otherwise you get shotgunned by them, right? So you wanna like keep on moving a bit. Also you are a, well, pet build, right? You don't need to like face tank. Just like apply your Real Steel every now and then you know, charge through him if possible, if your like movement ability does have bleed damage. He will spawn like Bourbon Clones after some time, which you can also kill, I guess, but you don't have to. There we go. Generally speaking, a great Lokarr kill time a great Lokarr kill time is whenever you kill him before he even spawns a single clone. But I mean, on a solo self-found beginner build, you're not gonna have that amount of damage yet. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like a bleed aura. I mean, it's not. What is this? It's not really a pet build. It's not really like an aura build. It's a blade spirit build, but that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, for a like beginner build, this is totally fine. Just make sure to like dodge the cone projectiles, especially when they come back as well. You can also actually try to abuse the elevation in the map, because there are some spots where you can make those cones like either not come back to you because you're like standing on top of some stairs and they will only like hit you one time maybe, but not come back. There's some other places where you could even make them not hit you on the first place, but I don't know. I mean, in the end, just like make sure to not stand like facing Lokarr in like one direction where they can like hit you on the way out and on the way back. And also don't stand too close, because otherwise they will like shotgun you as well, and there's no shotgun penalty, like no reduced damage taken from shotguns in this game. At least not on his ability, right?
Come see what's left of my wares.
Is Bourbon Clones on this area too? We can actually check out Bourbon Clones as well, right? So we have defeated Lokarr, which is like one of the easy super bosses, and Bourbon Clones are somewhat similar in difficulty. For Bourbon Clones, you need to get the non-mythical Stormheart, right? And also the salt bag. Wait, where's my salt bag there? Oh, there it is. So the salt bag you get at the very, very beginning of the game, right? Wait, did I blow up the Stormheart or what? Where's my Stormheart? Maybe I didn't pick it up yet. That's a little bit of a longer quest line though, but we can still do it, I guess. I do have some time. And this boss is like similar in difficulty, so it should be certainly doable right now as well.
Come see what's left of my wares.
But you do need the Stormheart, and if I somehow fucked up having the Stormheart, then this is not gonna be possible, right? I mean, it's still a boss that you can do, and it's like kind of fun, and the music is good there as well. But like for a new character, right? What you want to do is you want to farm the Lokarr set, right? Has like 4 pieces, you need to like farm him until you get the full set. That is what you want to use for leveling for alternative characters. That and mandates to like increase reputation gain, as well as well, the experience potions from Mammoth and the merits, right, that you get from the vendor in Conclave of the Three, so like the Forgotten Gods area. The very first Forgotten Gods area that allow you to skip difficulties. Like those are basically like the essentials for speed leveling, like I do in my videos. That's all you need. Bourbon Clone is like just a fun optional boss, I feel. It's not really. I mean, it's decently hard as like an entry level, just like Lokarr, like entry level super boss, I would say. Okay, so over here you have this ancient urn, and this one drops the non-mythical Stormheart. And this is kind of all you need here. Holy fuck, these mobs and all their resistance reduction. all the demons. You would do Titan Quest Hidden Passage if you wanted to listen to Rock of Mages. Right, does Titan Quest also have the same music? I mean, I know it's Titan Quest music that you have like at the end of the game. It's like the same, of course, and like the music is from Titan Quest. But is it also in a hidden passage in Titan Quest? Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't done that one. Alright, so you need a Stormheart, right? And you need to still have the Stormheart on you, and then with that Stormheart on you... Wait, did I sell my sword line? No, there it is. I'm just blind. Holy fuck, dude, I'm so blind sometimes. With a Stormheart on you, you need to go to Blood Grove. Oh, that's where I am right now. Just gonna do some totems in between because you see totem, you never mind, that's blocked by the stone. I can't be bothered going around. There is a very big oak here, right? A very big weeping oak, and that oak will have this prompt here, right? Whenever you go close and you have the Stormheart in your inventory, and this will give you a item into your character's stash. Right, blah 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 blah. You read the text, you understand the text, and then like the text will basically give you a hint onto where to go next. The keywords being at the very end, blah blah blah, right? And enter the depths of anguish, and then you have to kind of like remember, wait, which map was called Anguish? And now's your last chance to not get a spoiler. Anguish is part of the Steps of Torment, so we're gonna go to Steps of Torment. Did I miss Lokarr? Yes, you did actually. Welcome on GM Kills and Rokongo, welcome guys. When do I like to switch from Elite to Elite and to Ultimate? It depends. For solo self-found, like for fresh start, I like to do everything on normal, right? All the acts, all the quests, full clear normal. Then you can also farm Solar real quick for pants maybe, but maybe get some good ones. Then Elite, I only do like the main, like the base, like the vanilla games, questline all the way to Logorion, right? And then I go to Ultimate ASAP if my resistances are fine for Ultimate and if I'm at least like level 70. Because, yeah, at level 70 you could, like, use armor organs as well. For speed leveling, it's a little bit different. Right? But, like, speed leveling requires you to have one character that was able to defeat Lokarr already, like this one, for example. Aggressive prowess. I mean, it's actually not too bad. It's like percent away and flat cunning. It's pretty offensive, pretty good damage-wise. My current one's a little bit more defensive, like giving me OA and the A as well as health. But honestly, my health pool is so big, I could like actually just play this instead. I was A dress, it's fine. B dress is not needed anyway. I guess I could switch these around. How much A do I lose? 40 only? I mean, that's nothing, right? I gain like 130 away from the cunning and also like lose only like 700 HP. Yeah, these are insane. I mean, not insane, but certainly good and better what I have than what I have. How do you reset an account? No, you need to... The saves are local on your PC. So, but you can just rename the save folder. Right? There's like a... Okay, I can show you real quick. So basically what you can do is you can go to, for example, GRIMTOOLS, right? You go to the build calculator there, and then usually this is where you upload your characters to GRIMTOOLS, right? It tells you where your saves are, right? Here or here. If you have Cloud Stash enabled, it's in this folder. If you don't have it in the local, like if you have no cloud saves enabled, then it's in here. Then you basically go to this folder and you have to rename this one, the save folder, right? You can just call your old save folder, like, I don't know, save1 or save_old, whatever you would like it to call, right? And then whenever you boot up to the game the next time, it will automatically create a new save folder and have like, well, nothing in there. So like everything will be reset, including your recipes as well. And then if you want to like go back to your old save, right, to your old account, in quotation marks, so to say, you can just rename the one you just created into like save_ whatever, right? And then rename your old save_new folder to just save again, and then you will like be back into your like old account, basically. So that's like how I switch between like accounts, so to say. Alright, we just gained a ton of OA, basically. It's actually great. It's amazing. Did 120 cunning. Is that not only like a... It's also a high roll, right? It's not just cunning, it's also high roll and cunning. Build Paul, build Paul. I don't even know what I want to play next. I could play the SSF Ritualist. That is if you want to see like another beginner build. Or I could make like an SSF Hour of Reckoning build, like a Sentinel for example. SSF Aether Pet Defiler. Yikes, dude. I will leave that to Maya. Is it possible to view details of buffs debuffs while the game is paused? You can pause the game, yes, and then... I mean, it doesn't work like this. If you pause it like this, then it doesn't work, right? You don't see anything here. But if you use the actual pause function, not the menu, then you can hover over this and you see, for example, poisoned. 206 damage every second, 5 seconds remaining, right? 4 seconds remaining, 3 seconds remaining, and so on, right? So you need to use the actual pause function, and you can like hover over your debuffs and you can well, see what they are. Mortar traps, mortar traps. SSF mortar traps. Oh yeah, we should I should just revisit my Elementalist that I made for mortar traps. Right, for example here, right? Defensive ability reduction. Why is it only 7? What the fuck? 2% chance to miss. Chilled. So frostbitten basically, bleed, poison, and so on and so on. I could have like, wait, I can just go back and attack the reflectors real quick. It doesn't have his aura up now though. Let me wait for him to put his aura up again. Hello? He's never gonna use it or what? Huh? What's wrong with him? What is he doing? What the fuck? Okay, I guess not this time then. So you can save your old account and play a new one? Yeah, basically. I don't know, I have like 5 accounts right now, or like... I mean, I do like a fresh account for every single beginner build I make, right? Like a new save folder. I have one for my main, without any mods, and I have like one for well, each league that I played in. Right, season 1, season 2. I guess for season 1 I don't really have one because it's like the same as vanilla. And season 2 I kind of like merged into my main as well. But for season 3 I have like my own border as well. Yeah. Yo, SCP, welcome. So does I found Chaos Commander. I've been playing some Diablo 2. So many useless items. I'm convinced I made the game good on accident. Yeah. Agreed. Holy fuck, why is he hurting so much? Are you kidding me? What the fuck, dude? Does he have like some ridiculous dual physical damage affix offhand on? I mean, it's probably what's gonna happen. That's what's happening here. I also have like tons of divas here, as you can see, but I mean, none of them, apart from the Curse of Reality, shouldn't like hurt that much. Like the Curse of Reality, I mean, some of them are a little bit cryptic still, right? Making them slow and fragile. So like I'm slowed, yeah. But I think it also like actually reduces your physical resistance. Like I have 1% right now. Oh, it's, yeah, okay, it's 30% physical reduction. What the fuck, dude? That's why like Zerfuzalang sometimes hurts a ton, because like if he has his Curse of Reality on him, like on you rather, right? Then you just have like minus 30% Physras, which is insane. And his fire also does physical damage because Grim Dawn logic, I guess. And it also had like, I mean, it's not even like physical affixes, but it's still like 362% additional physical damage, right? Yeah, Zerfuzalang is legit the scariest mob in all of Steps of Torment, like, not even kidding. He's scarier than Alchemist, to be honest. Yeah. Scarier than Moosey? Okay, I mean, Moosey is scarier. At least in the leagues, Moosey is scarier. I feel like outside of the leagues, Moosey is not even scarier than Zerfuzalang, right? I mean, in the league, at least last season, like in season 3, the Nemesis were all scaled up to level 120. So like 9 levels above Celestial bosses even. They were not that easy. And I lost I think 2 characters to Moosey. Yep. Shouldn't I use Nightfall for Bogdrogan the Wolf proc? Yeah, but I don't proc Shadow Strike Bogdrogan. I proc that's the Ring of Steel right now actually. But yeah, if you did proc Mogdrogan with Shadow Strike, then you could just put a 1 pointer to Nightfall, yeah. That's true. I mean, you can definitely like not play Phantasmal Blades, right? I'm like kind of playing Phantasmal Blades. I don't know why, honestly. And it's there as like a 1 pointer here and here to like be able to proc the ride while being ranged still, right? So that like you can kite away like those and still shoot projectiles to heal yourself. And it's like kind of the only reason why I'm using it. But you can totally like just heal with Ring of Steel, like Dried on Ring of Steel instead. And then like you use Mogdrogan and Shadow Strike. And then you like 1 point Nightfall, yeah. Yeah, PvE is pretty weak without mods. Like, it's only 1 point, right? I mean, I wouldn't bother investing into it at all, like it's not good enough. Like, I'm only using it because it's like a ranged ability right now, but whether or not that's like actually worth it to do, it's like very questionable, to be honest. No need to do it at all. I guess I just want like some more piano, right? Because I'm like used to playing the piano, like piano builds. I don't actually play the piano. It's like casting one more ability. Feels good. Feels more active. I mean, you can also play this without Shadow Strike. Like, if you don't want mobility, like, you can also just play the build basically like this, right? You don't need either of those two abilities. And you can like put Mokjogen the Wolf on frickin' if you put you put this on Ring of Steel, right? And you put this on your movement ability on Vinegar Rush, and then you only play like this, right? You only play Vinegar Rush, this, that, and this. That's all you need to play then. You don't need Shadow Strike, you don't need Desmond Blades really. Heart of Mokjogen feels so good. Yeah, it's great for, well, for bleed builds and pet builds. We're getting more away in purple. Nice. You know what the only problem with that is? I mean, it's great for elemental builds, right? Or like cold builds, going for the white one. It's really needed for those builds, for sure. But physical is gonna get more away as well, maybe with that, right? I mean, wait, do we know which devotions get the away exactly? I mean, if they put it on stuff that is not really that good for physical, like for example, they could, I mean, okay, Crab is also good for physical, maybe, but I mean, I wouldn't mind them buffing Crab, right? Like, they can totally put away on Crab. Like, imagine Crab having away. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Or like Typhus having actual like reasonable OA for players. It has 10% crit damage even, like why does it not have OA? Okay, it has 20 OA, right? 40 OA, it's like not that much. Like you can buff away on Typhus because it won't affect pets, like pet builds don't want away on the player. Crab is good. For Moira fight maybe? Ah yeah, I can see why. But I mean, they don't balance around mod stuff, of course. They could also like put away on Attack-Seru, right? Attack-Seru only has 4% DA and nothing else. Or like more away on Sage. Sage has 25 away. What? No, it has 50, never mind. But still, that's not that much result. It's kind of hard though, like which purple one do you put away on? That can't be like hard abused by physical. Unless, I mean you could also just think nerf physical and then like the away is not gonna be that much of a problem. Sage is so bad, yeah. Like Sage needs like more away as well. Or like if Sage had more away would be so nice. Quill? Quill is fine. I don't think you need to touch Quill. Quill is totally fine as it is. Quill does what it's supposed to do. It's picked all the time anyway. Like Quill and Toad I think like in a good place. Like both are picked equally, I would say. Like an equal amount in general. And both like do what they're supposed to do. Cause like if you buff away on Quill, then like fire builds going for Torch will have like also more wave without any reason. Or do, I mean maybe fire needs more wave as well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean the main problem is I would say Ataxeru and Sage. I mean I think both got buffed as well once already, but they're still like not even close to too strong. Like if I had to like name the 3 worst devotions right now, it would probably be Crab, Ataxeru and Sage. Like which others are bad? I mean, okay, Hound. I can like Bismir's Bones rather. I cannot comment on this. I don't play pets. I don't know how good or strong it is or how weak it is. Typhus is a little bit bad for players. I think it's good for pets though, as far as I know. But they could like put away on Typhus, I think, because away is not gonna affect pets. Scarab is still like a little bit underwhelming compared to like Panther or Stag, I feel like. Yeah, Ataxeru proc's good, I guess. And like does notice pretty good elemental damage flat. Zero's okay. Like on Aether, right, it's okay. If you convert the proc fully, then it's good, yeah. And all of the 3 that I mentioned, like Crab, Sage, and Zero, Zero's like the best for sure, but I don't know. Affliction is pretty much a acid retaliation only thing, right? I wish they would make this better for non-acid retail as well somehow. Like it has like flat vitality and stuff like that, I don't know. It could be more than it is right now. Also Hyrian, like what the fuck is Hyrian, dude? I forgot about Hyrian. Hyrian is also elemental, right? In a way. Hyrian is like Giga Meme. And Targo's Hammer is too strong. Like the active is too strong, right? I think. Do you like Hyrian nodes? Yeah. Wish it took one less node to complete Constellation. Yeah, Hyrian is kind of like Chariot, except even worse. Actually, no, it's only 6 points, it's not 7 points. I thought it was 7 like Chariot. Who's here? Ghosts? Also, Hyrian is so all over the place, right? Like, the stats on it don't make any sense. Or like, they do somewhat make sense, but the thing is, right, it's like shield stuff and retaliation stuff. But if you play a shield, you don't play Hyrian because there are like tons of other stuff over here that you want to get, and then you don't want to get Hyrian, right? Like the spot where it is in the map is just not a spot for like shield builds. Like it has shield bonuses on it, but if you have a shield, you will never pick Hyrian. Armor and healing effect is, I would say, arguably a lot better than the shield stuff for sure. Hyrian is right now only good for elemental retaliation that doesn't use shield like elemental ignifier. It's actually how it is. I mean, all the retail stuff without a shield is also such a meme, I feel like. Especially like with an offhand, like what the fuck. Two-handed retail kinda makes sense in a way to me, but like offhand retail is so weird. Anyway, in the Anguish level we need to go to this spot over here, right? And then you get this prompt, a sense of dread overwhelms you. And we will have the second piece of this puzzle, right? Of this Schnitzel hunt, right? You read the text, blah 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 blah, and then it's about I intend to visit the one place I know our father has been to. Had been. our childhood home, which has been consumed by a Chthonian rift. So you gotta like check the Chthonian rifts, and knowing this is a vanilla quest, like a pre-expansion quest, you should know that there were only like 2 rifts before any expansions. So you can like check those 2 rifts. There's one in the Blood Grove and one on the what is it called? What's it called? Plains of Strife. I mean, yeah, this like retaliation Ignafar build is not really like a good performer anyway, is it? It's more like a meme build compared to something like Ignafar, Mage Hunter, or the Mage Slayer set, for example. It's like way worse. Mage Hunter. Alright. Physical Acid Purge. Yeah. It's like the same level. The same power level. I feel like in general, just giving like OA to a devotion is always a way to improve it. Like when you don't know what to put on a devotion, the most generic thing you can always put on a devotion to just buff it is OA, right? Because every single build needs OA, apart from pet builds, I guess. Well, I mean, fuck pets, right? There it is. Even pet builds need OA. What? Or what? I mean, pets themselves need OA, but like the player. Like, player OA? What do you need player OA for? Oh, on goal? Wow. Right, because like the spiders are on crit? True. Okay, over here, this place feels strange, right? This was the former home. And yeah. Third entry. I must make haste to the city of the dead. Therein lies our final clue. Right. Let's just reset here again. It's quicker to port out like this. Genius game design. I mean, I don't think it's bad game design, because it makes Gaul ritualists have to play pets in a way that all the others don't have to. It's like it might look bad on paper, but it's certainly unique. Wait, why do I have 111 vitality overcap? What the fuck? Oh? Hello? Alright, let's go to Gates of Necropolis. That is the city of the dead, right? Obviously. Yeah, exactly, crab turtles, same here. No, but you can make some pretty cool pet builds with that. You certainly can. Ah, nice cluster, what the fuck. I didn't press the button, I just clicked it with my mouse. Alright. Over here is basically the entry to where you also will find Bourbon Clones. Right, Necropolis, and you go to the spot here, and you go through the Aether. Right, over here. And then you speak to this ghost. And this ghost will require you to have Stormheart, the salt bag, and the 3 letters in your bag, right? You give them the stuff, right? It's gonna consume everything but the sword again. Go inside. Metal is good for +3 soul harvest. Yeah, it's actually true, yeah. Yeah, like 2-piece skull, doesn't that also have like some percent damage for the player? Even. You can also do the shrine. The thing is, well, if you are like on a first character, that's fine to do, because it's probably gonna give you like a blueprint. But unlike the Lokarr one, it does not have a 100% chance to give you like a legendary item, so it's kind of a scam in a way. Anyway, loose torch here, right? Click on this, go inside here. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the metal is fine, but it has like some competition for sure. Yeah, there's like all the stuff from Reflect, right, that they have here on us, so we can check it out like that as well if you want to. And yeah, you can also like talk to these John Bourbon clones. The story behind the John Bourbon clones being here is that well, this is the edge of reality, so like everything is kind of unreal anyway. And also back in testing, or like back on alpha of Grim Dawn rather, whenever like basically you have finished the like content that was like done, you would like always encounter a clone of John Bourbon like telling you the playable content ends here for now, blah blah blah, right? So it's kind of like referring to that alpha stage of Grim Dawn. Her male waifu. It's not her waifu, it's like her husbando, right? Husbando? How do you say that? Husbando? I don't even know. Husbando? Husbando? See these nuts? Anyway, this is the other edge of reality that we were like talking about, so like you guys were talking about earlier. And yeah, this is where you find the Bourbon clones, so let's put on some music. And you basically wanna pot up again here, right? Before you enter this rift here. I'm missing some pots, you can definitely like use more pots than I have right now. If, I don't know how comfortable you feel with your character. The fighters, I would say, it's different than Lokarr. I would say it's around the same difficulty level, but it's certainly different. Like it can be harder / easier depending on your build, or like depending on your personal like playstyle. And what you have to know is that basically all of these clones, apart from the very first and the very last one, they would have a like Maven Sphere like bubble that gives them like, I don't know how much it is, like 80 or 90% absorption. So if you're like relying on lifesteal and you're like still trying to like heal off these guys when they have like their bubble up, well, you're not gonna heal anything, right? So just keep that in mind, like you like don't mindlessly, I mean it doesn't really matter that much for this build, but just like keep that in mind that you like don't mindlessly keep on attacking them when they have like a bubble up, right? At least on like a lifesteal build. Also remember to like check your debuffs every now and then, because some of them actually do have some pretty hefty RR. But I think for this build in particular, this fight is gonna be easier than Lokarr. Because yeah, we're not relying on lifesteal at all. We bleed and we can't really lifesteal. And we have drive for healing, which is like independent of enemies. Also, once there are like this many clones, feel free to, you know, like take the fight outside as well. Right? The arena is bigger than just the middle there. And at some point, you're gonna find the final form, right? There it is, and it's gonna hurt a bit more, right? Maybe. Maybe not actually. I mean, it does hurt more, for sure. We killed all the clones because Brilliant Spirits have like absolutely insane AoE. And now it's just the final form. And then the actual final form. Yeah, this music is not from GRIMTOOLS, this is Titan Quest music. It's like, well, paying homage to the roots of Titan Quest, one could say. Like the roots of GRIMTOOLS rather. And yeah, that's it, right? That's the boss. The music also really doesn't fit like Titan Quest setting either, honestly. Like this music in a like mythological setting also doesn't fit at all, right? It's weird, like in both games, I think, honestly. Yeah, it's also part of a secret passage, just like in GRIMTOOLS.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
Anyway, yeah. This is like pretty much all reasonably easy content you can do on a beginner build like this. You can of course farm more for like, well, you know, wanna like farm for the entire Lokarr set, of course, if you like wanna make more other characters. You wanna farm like totems and dungeons to get more random legendaries. You wanna try this build out as well, maybe in Crucible or Shadow Realm, at some point at least. But like the very highest like Shadow Realm shards and so on are gonna be probably a little bit too hard for this character. I mean, you can probably do them, but it's not gonna be like a safe and easy and smooth farm. For those, like for that content to become like an actual smooth farm, you rather wanna like have a properly max build. But yeah, of course you could like try other super bosses like Ravager and so on, but you would have to like kite them around a lot, I think. So yeah, that's gonna probably be it for me for this character, especially for this episode at least. So yeah, thanks for watching guys on YouTube as well, and I'll see you around on the next one. Why do I have 3 Gargoyle pistols on SSF? Because I got 3 back to back, like unironically.